Hello everyone, I am back and now I will discuss to you the introduction to the course. This I have thought of because um, there might be some issues in terms of connectivity and attendance. So not everybody, surely, not everybody will be able to attend our class or our virtual meeting. So I have decided um, to discuss first everything in this video so you can watch it on your convenient time before our consultation, okay, meeting. Hopefully you'll be able to watch this before we have our virtual meeting. So in this video, I'll talk about myself, just a very brief introduction about me as your instructor, the course information, the course content, some lifelong learning opportunities regarding the course or in relation to this course assessment and evaluation, and course policies. These are some of the things that we need to discuss before we head on to our lessons. So I am your instructor, so I have been communicating with you for weeks now, maybe. Okay, so this is my name. I'm Mrs. Corazon A. Padilla. I am a graduate of Bachelor of Elementary Education in VSU. Yes, that's elementary education. And right after my graduation, I worked as a graduate teaching assistant at the Department of Science Education before. Now it's Department of Teacher Education. And I also passed the licensure examination for teachers in the same year. And after that, I was hired as a part-time faculty of the Department of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Sciences, and I was able to graduate Master of Education, major in English, still in VSU. So I am now a regular faculty here in Visayas State University, and now finishing Doctor of Philosophy in English, major in TESOL at Silliman University. So I am still finishing and working on the completion of my degree. Okay, so I can heal some people being a doctor. Anyways, so hopefully be able to contribute to the body of knowledge, okay, in the field I am in. So now about the course, here are some information. So I think you know this very well because you know what you're enrolling to, or what you are enrolling, or what you're getting into. So you have here, this course is Humanities 11, and the title is Art Appreciation. I think it's not so, it's not putting a lot of pressure on you because it's talking about art. It's how you express yourself. So also here, there's no prerequisite, and it's good for 3 units. So this will take up 3 units in your overall average. Okay, and then number of hours. So we're supposed to have 3 hours per week, but since we'll do it asynchronously, since I think I am already foreseeing what will happen, because based on experience, every time I set a meeting for my classes, out of 50, there will only be 13, 20 plus, so not everybody will attend or can attend our virtual meeting, considering, of course, the places where you're from. So maybe you have some connectivity issues and also load issues, financial issues, so I totally understand that. Now here, this course, Art Appreciation, is a 3-unit course that develops your ability to appreciate. So not only express yourself through art, but you will also appreciate, analyze, and critique works of art. Okay, so this is what we will be working on in the entire semester. And through interdisciplinary and multimodal approaches, this course will equip you with a broad knowledge of the practical, historical, philosophical, and social relevance of the arts in order to hone your ability to articulate your understanding of the arts. Okay, this is not only talking about how we appreciate art, but this is how art is used in our society, how art is used in our country to build our identity too. Okay, so we will be conceptualizing, mounting, evaluating, so you'll have a genuine appreciation of what we have, especially with the Philippine arts. Okay, of course, we'll also talk about notable art pieces or pieces of art all over the world, but we'll explore the diversity and richness of art rooted in Filipino culture. Okay, next, for the course content, okay, so of course we'll start with a VMGO. I think you have already seen this on the e-learning website on Moodle course. We have already we have allotted a space there for the vision, mission, goals, and objectives of VSU, the college, and the department that is offering this course. So I hope you will go through or you go over um, that area. Okay, so you'll also equip yourself with the thrust of the university you are studying in. And then we'll also have the core values, so you can also see it there. Although we will not be discussing, I will not be digging deeper onto these items. I believe you will be digging, or you'll be discussing, or you'll be dealing with these items in your NSTP. So I think that would be enough already. Okay? Para dili kayo magbalik-balik. Hindi pa ulit-ulit. Baka masuka kayo. Alright, anyways, quality policy statement. We'll also have later on the class policies and course content, so this is now that part. Okay? So, alright, grading system will also be discussed later on. Now for the first module, we will talk about the importance, meaning, and assumptions of art. So what really is art? So here we'll talk about, or you will be expected to state the importance of art, differentiate art history from art appreciation, then clarify misconception about art, differentiate art from nature, okay, and then characterize the assumptions of art, and then categorize works of art, citing your personal experiences too. Right? So those are the different assumptions. So what can we really say, or how can we really say that something is considered an art? Like, is graffiti an art? Like, is vandalism an art? Right? So there are a lot of questions that could arise regarding the assumption or the concept of art. Next, we'll deal with the subject and content of art. So here you will classify, or you're expected to classify artworks according to subject, then differentiate content from subject, and then characterize the different sources and kinds of subjects. So what are those subjects that we use when we are producing an art? Okay, and then later on we'll have Module 3, so here we'll talk about artists, artisans, and key players in the art market. So what is the difference between artists and artisans? So what are these people doing? So what are their differences? Here we try to differentiate those two, their works, the medium, and then the technique they're using. Then we'll also define the role of managers, curators, buyers, collectors, and art dealers. So these are all surrounding and people involved in art. And then identify local artists and artisans also. So how do they contribute, especially in the Philippines? Okay, what are their contributions to art in the Philippines, and how do they also create or help create the identity or Filipino identity? right? And still in Module 3, we will talk about the creative process and the recognition and award for artists and artisan. So you'll identify the creative process according to Robert Fritz, differentiate medium from technique. So what are those? Recognize and critically discuss the function of state sponsorship through the National Artists Award and the Gawad sa Manlilikha ng Bayan, or the GAMABA. So there's actually existing an award and an organization. Note the contribution of some Filipino artists and artisans in Philippine art tradition and culture. And then after that, we'll have the elements and principles of art. So this is specifically visual arts. So we'll try to analyze the various elements present in visual art. What is a visual art in the first place? Identify the principles of art. Define and translate principles of design. So, like, how can you say that something is really artistic? So, something is meeting the standard of an art. Is there such a thing as standard? So, what are the elements of art? How can we effectively combine and juxtapose, okay, the different elements so we can create something amazing? All right. So there should be a depth and meaning to a certain art. Then define and translate principles of design. Identify the rule of thirds in photography. So we'll also do that, especially now that I think everybody's into photography, since we can just before not everybody can engage in photography because not everybody has a camera. Now we have everything already somehow, especially if we have our phones. So we can just download an application, the different editing tools, and then we also have state of the art like that devices or cell phones that can take pictures. Now there is even a new release of a cell phone with a camera that is in a drone. Like, it's just like a very small, like a very small piece with four, what you call that? I don't know how that is called, but it's like a drone, right? So you can just use your cell phone and it can already take a picture like how a drone takes pictures. So that's already one thing amazing now. So how can you use that, or how can you effectively produce very good, really good pictures, okay? And of course, considering the different elements and principles of photography. And then create an artwork depicting some of the different elements and principles, okay? So that is expected of you at the end of that lesson. And then last part of the module 3 of third module, we'll have the elements of art. This time it's auditory. Okay, so the first one was visual. This time it's auditory. So here you will be expected to produce an auditory art. So what could be an auditory art? It could be a song. All right. So you better be ready, and you better make your you can better start vocalizing now, because at the end of the lesson you're expected to identify the elements of auditory art and also produce an auditory art on your own. Okay, differentiate the kinds of musical instruments using the Hornbostow-Sachs classification, and note interesting development of music from classical to postmodern. And then in the last module, this is already in module 4, we'll only have 4 modules in this course. Okay, and I will not be I will not be requiring you to submit learning tasks in all of the lessons that we'll have. So you can just listen and read some articles and some learning tasks. So you don't need to submit them really. But the assessments are to be submitted. Okay. Module 4, this will talk about the history and development of Philippine arts. So first, we'll have Philippine textile art traditions. So you are expected to characterize how Filipinos utilize mediums to determine implications for their identities, history, religion, and philosophy. So this is in relation to textile. Okay, how like mga maghahabi, right? There are actually different kinds of arts in different different media, right? Different media used in art. And then we also have soul and space. I don't know. I'm sure there are some of you there who are also what we call artists and maybe artisans. So you can unleash, right, your prowess in art in this course now, because I would love to see how good you are, and maybe we can have a virtual exhibit of your artworks in the future. So I am very open to that, especially if I can see really good outputs. Okay, so everything is going online now, so we have this virtual world, so we can have your works published or exhibited in the virtual world. Okay, so in this lesson, Soul and Space, you're expected to determine the different Philippine folk architecture manifested by early Filipinos and develop appreciation about the different practical produce of the early and modern Filipinos. Okay, and then in the next lesson, we'll talk about the historical development of Philippine art. Okay, so we'll try to trace the development of art in terms of aesthetics, appreciate art in the contemporary practice, and appreciate the history and development of the Philippine art. All right, so that's now talking about the. All right, now for the last lesson, we will talk about soul making, appropriation, and improvisation. And you're expected here to discuss concepts of these three terms or concepts. And we have developed also students your creativity in any form that develops your potential in soul making, appropriation, and improvisation. So what doing these three terms, we will learn more about that in the future. And this course will open you to the different learning opportunities. All right, specifically, this course will help you integrate rich cultural and aesthetic experiences and to widen cultural horizons. So through art, you'll know the different cultures among societies, countries, and how art is exhibiting culture. Okay. Next, we have developed also ideas on oral, audio, and visual presentation. So here, since you will be equipped with the knowledge on the elements, principles of art, hopefully you'll be able to enhance or improve your skills in making presentations. Okay, so although we will not be touching presentations and the principles of presentations, but only on the art aspect. And then this will also help you acquire knowledge and understanding of fine arts, appreciating beauty, aesthetic growth and development, and gain a general overview of the humanities, making you see your own world from the many vantage points, and also show an awareness of yourself as an interpreter of one's life experience or your life's experience. So how is your life? How you can view your life in the realm of art. Okay. Next, let's proceed to course assessment and evaluation. I know you are quite curious on how you will be assessed. But, I am setting 50% as the passing score for every task that you're submitting, for every output. So instead of 60%, so that would actually be rising, or that would make you get a really good mark or grade in this subject, because the passing is only 50%. I am not decreasing my standard, but this is to give due consideration to your efforts. And of course, if I can see the effort and I can see I can see the quality is good, then I will give you, of course, a really good score and grade. Okay, so now for the course policies. I think you know this very well because I already have sent to you our official email address. So we will have an official email account where you will send all outputs as required, and then you will not, as I've said before, all outputs should be sent through our official email address, not from other platforms. Okay, so if you submit them, I am sorry, I will not be considering those outputs because I don't have much time to look for your outputs from wherever you have sent it. And then, official virtual meeting or consultation will start now. Okay, that's supposed to be this week, so that's why I will be meeting you within the week. And then, if you will not be able to attend our virtual meeting, kindly inform me in advance, so I would be that would be noted. And then all learning materials will be, and also links like learning materials such as learning guide, instructional or audio visual materials, and links to the videos I'm uploading are sent or uploaded to Moodle and also through our group chat, Messenger group chat. However, your outputs should be sent through our official email address, okay? Not in Moodle, not in Facebook. So I hope that is clear. And then a copy of the syllabus can also be downloaded from Moodle. So I think you already have accessed that. So just keep that because that would serve as your guide. And then please follow deadlines set for every task given. Okay? And then this will also, by the way, give me enough time to check your outputs. And then download and use the official format or template for our submissions or for your submissions or outputs. So please use the official format. Do not submit any output that is not including the lesson number and the module number or the learning task number or assessment number, because that would be hard for me to check. I will just be guessing what task was this. All right, so it's quite hard to check if you don't have a label. Okay, so just please follow the official format. That this is found on Moodle, so you can just go there and download that. Okay, for every output, please use that. And then it would be also better to submit to me I had uploaded Word that is in Word format, but please when you submit your outputs, it would be better to be in PDF format, so it will not it will be safe, right? There are some cases before when my students have submitted Word outputs in Word format. It actually the arrangement and the designs they made were changed, so I cannot even see the essays. So there were some that I wasn't able to grade or rate, or I rated low because I wasn't able to see those. So please convert or export to PDF format so you can be sure, and I can see how you have designed really your outputs. And then all other instructions will be discussed during our virtual meeting or consultation. So should you have questions, should you have concerns or issues, please address, and do not just have your microphones muted. So please speak up, all right? Especially during our consultation, because I have allotted that time so we can discuss, interact, and negotiate. Okay, if there's a need to negotiate. So keep your lines always open too. All right. Now for your assignment. So this is graded. So by any means, I want you to make a creative self-introduction. It could be in a form of a video, a TikTok, poster, a digital art, a sketch, so a painting, a song, a dance, a rap, spoken word poetry, etc. So it could be by any means, right? Just make sure to include these, right? It should be impactful. uh, your name is stated. Your course or your expected job in the future is also stated. Make sure your location, where you're from, is also stated. Hobbies, areas of interest, activities you're involved in, your aims. What are your goals in life? So maybe you can, if you haven't thought of that yet, so it's now time for you to reflect and think of what are your goals and what are your objectives. What is your purpose in life? That's quite deep, but I want you to include that also. Okay. Next, we have achievements. So, what are your achievements so far? Who are your favorite or your favorite persons or people or your ideal person? So, who do you look up to? And then favorite things, your favorite color, movies. So it's just like a slam book, but I wanted to do it in a more creative way. Strengths and weaknesses, likes and dislikes, any life-changing point. Maybe just like me, I don't know what your life-changing points, what caused your life to change a lot, or like the pivotal point. But for me, that was when my father died, like that. So it should be something really big, all right? Or it could be when you had a baby, for example, because there are some students of mine who already are having a baby. So that's also a really big change in their life. So how are you coping with that? All right. So you can also discuss that or talk about that, or you can show that in your art, and then differentiation, describe, show, illustrate how your life experiences molded your personality at the moment. Okay, so the kind of person that you are now, how or what brought you to be like that, or what caused you to be that person. If you're a strong person, what made you that strong? Okay, or who made you that strong? Okay, so I hope and I'm looking forward to see and yeah, to see all your outputs and how you illustrate yourself through art, right? So we'll talk about the questions and some problems or concerns during our consultation meeting. So that is it for this video. Right, so thank you everyone, and you can see on the screen my email address as well as my Facebook username or account. So you can just reach me through these, and if there are more questions, some concerns, you can just tell me that during our consultation meeting. Okay, I'm looking forward to see all of you, and that's it for this video. I will see you soon. God bless and take care.